Hello everyone and welcome back to the M&M Experience. So today I just wanted to come on here to do a quick story time. And it's funny because I was just thinking about it the other day and I was like, I can go, on YouTube and tell a story. Even though it's short, I just thought it was so funny that this happened to me, but I'm just thinking about it now. So I'm not sure exactly what year it happened, but it happened between 2016 and halfway through 2017. So it had to be like summertime 2017 or summertime 2016. So I used to work at this airport, and within the airport, I worked inside of a baggage service office as a customer service representative. So I dealt with passengers that were like coming home or going on a trip, and anything that pertains to their bag being damaged, lost, just anything that pertains to their bag if it's not there or etc. But 9 times out of 10, it was always angry passengers that would come into the office. From time to time, we had, passengers that would come in and say, thank you, my bag arrived with me, or I'm letting you know I got my bag, and do y'all want to check my tag? Because we, at one point, we had to start checking bag tags because people were like taking other people's bags, or people had the same bags and they don't look at the bag tag or anything that stood out on the bag to like make sure it was there. So they were like, just grab the bag and keep going, and then they would end up with someone else's bag that was on the same flight as them. So we had to start checking bag tags to make sure, the correct person was picking up the correct bag. So in the summertime, we had like a lot of express flights compared to like other times throughout the year. So we would get so many bags, but a lot of people, they would still be in the terminals as far as like getting food or talking, or I guess trying to figure out where their ride is, but they would never come directly to get their bag and go. So we would have so many bags. And the area where we were at, the storage area, it was big enough to put, I'll say, about maybe like 50 bags in, but we normally did that at the end of the night. So it was no room for us to, no room on the floor like where the carousels were to like keep, stacking up bags, because people aren't, coming to get their bags. So what we started doing was, once a flight, once the flight landed, the carousel went around, all the majority of the bags from that flight is gone. Once everyone leaves the carousel area, well, the baggage claim area, we would begin calling passengers who bag is not there. But we would see like if they arrive with the bag. If they arrive with their bag, we'll call them like, hey, we have your bag. When are you coming to get it? It's here. If they didn't arrive, by looking based on their flight itinerary, we'll just hold the bag in the room, and once we see that they arrive, we'll just make an announcement like, hey, such and such, please report to the baggage service office for American Airlines to retrieve your bag, because we didn't want them waiting and their bag is already here. So one day I had called a guy. I need to slow down. All right, so I came in. It was my job that day to call passengers to see if they arrive with their bags. So I don't remember the guy's name exactly, but I remember it was a guy, and on the bag tag, it ended in senior. And I had called, but when I called, I'm expecting a guy. I'm expecting a guy to answer the phone. So when I had called, normally I give, my intro like, hello, my name is Mercedes Stokes. I'm calling from DCA Airport from American Airlines, just to notify you that your bag is here. But when a woman answered the phone, it caught me off guard. So I was like, hello, may I speak to such and such senior? So, and I'm just call the guy such and such, because I don't really remember the guy's name, and if I did, I wouldn't mind saying it because I don't know him. But I had called and I was like, yeah, when I heard the female voice, I was just like, hello, may I speak to such and such senior? She was like, and what do you want with him? And I was just like, ma'am, he left his bag. All right, so I had to stop, but I'm back. So she answered the phone, and I told her like, hey, may I speak to such and such senior? She was just like, how do you know my husband? And I was like, he left his bag here. But it's not processing to me. I'm just like, I'm caught off guard, but I'm going like along with the flow. Like she's asking questions and I'm like just answering it. So mind you, I'm sitting in like an office setting. I have the bag sitting right beside me at my desk, and I'm just like, yeah, he left his bag here. And she was like, what do you mean he left his bag here? I said, he left his bag here. I just wanted to know when he's going to come and get it. So she was like, what do this bag look like? So I was just like, it's a red Samsonite 4-wheeler bag. It has the Samsonite tag. And I was like, it has his information. I said it has his name, such and such senior, along with the sale and address. So she was like, and what address is that? So I said, XYZ, da 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 da. She was like, so how do you know him? And I said, I don't personally know him. I was like, he flew in to DCA, and I'm just trying to, figure out where he is, because it shows that he was on the same flight as his bag. So I just wanted to make sure, everything was okay, because he hasn't came down to get his bag. And she was like, oh, you're talking about my son. Okay, so my husband let my son use his bag because he's going on this trip in DC, and he's using his father bag. But my son, she was like, ma'am, I'm sorry, but I was about to give it to you because I'm trying to figure out how you know my husband and what you mean by he ain't come get his bag. And then when you described it, I was about to pull up. Like she was really about to pull up on me. So I was laughing, but then I was just like, can you call your son? Because I tried calling, because it was 2 tags on there, but the tags didn't have, they had the same name, but one didn't have senior on it. It had like the person name, and the other tag had the same name. So the guy that flew in had the same name as his father. So he's a junior, and then his father's a senior. But on one of the tags, he had just the first last name, and the other tag had the first last name and then senior. But it's the same name, so I'm not thinking like, oh, it's father and son. I'm thinking, okay, it's the same person. He maybe was in a rush, did a last minute tag, put it on there, put the tag on the bag, and just dropped it down the chute. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking how it was. But after I had got off the phone, and I just bust out laughing. But I had told her like, hey, well, can you call your son, because I tried calling him and I didn't get an answer. So she was like, yeah, I'm gonna call him and let him know like it's very imperative that he needs to come get his bag and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So after I got the phone, I had ended up telling my co-workers about the phone call and what happened. They was just laughing. I was just like, they was like, you about to come up here and get beat up because that lady thought she was messing with her husband. She's about to come up here for you. And I was just like, nah, I wasn't even thinking like that. Like, she just threw me off guard, because when she answered, I was expecting a guy to answer, not a female to answer. So that's my story. That was a short story, but it was a little funny. Now looking back on it, it was funny, but I see where I messed up at. But that's my little story at a time where this lady thought I was messing with her husband when I was trying to just notify her son that his bag had arrived with him and that he can come down to the baggage service office to pick it up. Hope you all enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And see you next time.